Alrighty. Better late than never. There was some miscommunication. But we only lost a few rounds of everybody's favorite map, which is of course Santorini. Let me just get my chat window set up. Alright. And then we can actually cast this game and we can actually see something. So far we missed a little bit, but not too much. I'm not sure who picked Santorini. I would imagine it was FBI, since I think they quite like this map for whatever reason. The game sound might be a little bit high. Let me just turn that slightly down. Like so. And what's the situation? We have a 2-3. FBI is T. They won 3 rounds so far, which is not ideal on this map. This is a very T-sided map, so as a T you want to get as many rounds as possible. Enrico is now trying to get the next round, but Code prevents the snips. Scoreboard-wise, we see Opello in the lead on the FBI side and Enrico on the other side. I'm quite surprised. It might just be the wrong microphone. Let me just get that checked. Yeah, it is the wrong microphone. I apologize. Alright, now we have the... Hopefully, this should be the right microphone. It's not picking up anything. Well, I might have fucked it up even more. Let's just change that to default. And let's check this. No, that is the right microphone, and it should be cranked up to the max. I'm quite surprised, to be honest. I'm quite surprised. I pulled the microphone a little bit closer. That should hopefully help. Otherwise, I will even speak louder. But let's focus on the match. If it's just way too bad, by all means, give me feedback on the sound quality and everything. We want this to be a professional cast. But yeah, the settings should be right. We have Sack on the flank here from behind. Sandals is about to find him. They're not fighting each other. Yeah, Sack now gets shot in the back, but Sandals peeks, and this is another victory for FBI. It's turning this into a 3-4, and they are going to pick up guns. Assuming Superhero doesn't fuck up the typing, he does not, even though there are some very complicated numbers on that type pad that challenge his clown college degree to a bit. I have to admit, I don't have any scenes set up for Santorini. Even though it is picked so much. What did I say? I don't know what I said. Don't even... Yeah, these are minor details, BMO. This is not as important. Just calm down. Let's do an overlay of type 3 and maybe like so. Why does it not do the thing anymore? That's not what I wanted. As they fight over there, I know, very professional. Okay, I can't set F3 for some reason, but F4 worked. So FBI took control of B side. Now the typing starts. The bomb gets down. We still have 2 players in the mid rotating. They're a little bit late, I would say. But FBI a little bit too aggressive. I mean, it's not the wrong stuff if everybody understands what they're saying. Don't even worry about it. So now we have Opello and Sandals. Sandals in yellow, a very strong position, but he's getting pushed by 2 people. They get Opello, strangely enough. Sandals still alive, somehow. But they managed to retake again, turning this into a 4 situation. This is very good for cats, as again, this is a rather T-sided map. Let me check the comms once more. It seems to be in order. Let me also check some other things. Like so. Yeah, I boosted it to 100. Hopefully this should be louder now. Actually, it shows me that it might actually be way too loud. Just tell me. Alright, we see a mid push somehow. Looks like they're going B again. They seem to really favor the B side, which is understandable. It's a very hard to defend side as a CT. We see Terva moving up to barrels. Palo still in the pit. Code now moving up. I believe he has the bomb. He does. He starts typing. Cutie Cat does get no, it's just a smoke grenade. So now it's a 3v5 situation. 2v5 situation. 1v5. So Enrico can show us just how much he can pop off. He nades the bicycle. Fuck bicycles. But it's an impossible situation when he has to play this as this is last round. He decides to go around, which helps him get Terver, but obviously he is in a hard spot now as he has to fight all these people, and he gets Opello, but Code kills him. So we have the halftime here. FBI won 5 rounds, which again on a T-sided map is not the result you want to see. But anything goes, I would say. We have to see how the Cats play the T-side. Maybe I can actually set up a better view, like so. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to A for a change, sending 4 people down their stairs. We see some air flashbangs. Sandals appears to be flashbanged, making him a little bit late on the side, which means he's not on the side at all. They are now crossing, so they saw 2 people crossing. Sack is lurking in mid and gets 1 player. They get 1 on the A side. They get the other on A side. Sack gets naded, but it's a 4v2 situation. If they can get the bump down, which they do, this will make a really hard retake on the pistol round. They managed to kill Cutie Cat, so it's a 2v3 situation for FBI. 2v2, Turve popping off. Opello, turning this into a 1v1 superhero, can show his American pistol skills that he has honed since childhood, I would assume. Yeah, so now the silent dance begins. Opello has to find the kill. He cannot defuse as he doesn't have clippers. Now he knows where he is. Superhero needs to be very careful here. He does get popped, but is it enough? No, he played this with the time in mind. Not a bad play at all. Not a bad play at all. Turning this into a 5-5 situation. Scoreboard again, we see Enrico top scoring 11-6, 32-4. Cats and Opello on the other side with 14-9, 35. Also having a good game here. Looks like this time it's going to be a B. Sack again is lurking in mid as FBI did not full save. Probably shouldn't save this. Opello did buy a shotgun and get immediately killed, but Cutie Cat did get naded by Turve, who seems to have the nades down on this map. Enrico gets code, so they just have to remove Turve, who only has a deagle. Sandals is trying to back him up now, and Sack is fighting in mid, so they know where 2 players are. Unfortunately, Sack loses that one-on-one in mid. Cube now silently pushes up, takes out Turver, but he's being sprayed down by by Sandals. And Sandals making that MP5 work. German gun manufacturing, but loses out against the Russian AK design, turning this into a 1v1, not the ideal situation. They know that I never know how to pronounce his name, was in mid. He killed Sack, so he likely has a gun. They are aware of this. But unfortunately for Enrico, he has to push this, and he gets the flick, so making this a win. But in terms of eco, this is not a good round for the Cats, as ideally you want to plant the bomb and you want to make money, and you don't want the enemy team to make money. They made a little bit of money here and there. The problem is that they forced into this, meaning they are still a little bit broke, which is why we see Deagle's a revolver and another MP5 coming out. Sandals really made that MP5 work. Let's see if he can do that again. This time it looks like an A push, so naturally I switch over to B, as I'm pretty stupid. It looks like the pre-flashes from FBI did a good job at forcing back the Cats. Now an air flashbang probably doesn't do too much. We have a lurk. Hunter Kakin is down there, but Superhero has none of that. He pops him off, splatters his brain onto the promenade, and now FBI is rotating. Orpello does get cube, and Sandals is working that MP5 again, but this time not too much luck. Orpello, on the other hand, gets another kill on Sack, turning this into a 2v2 situation, and both of them are basically one shot, which is not the situation you want to be in. Turvin now aggressive, does get one, turning this into a 1v1 situation. He has the AK, he can win this. Does he win these? Unfortunately for him, the bomb is not planted, so he has to do that now. And he has sticky fingers. Graphical language and everything else, actually. He managed to get the plant down. Code was a little bit defensive, wasn't sure if this was a bait. But he probably will check the little corner. Superior does not appear to know where Code was on last position, so we are seeing very sneaky moves here. And he gets, like, his brain gets on the menu, I guess. What else is on the menu, actually? There's some Greek pizza. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. He fucks up, but I think he still has the time. So we can go back to the menu. We see a spinach pizza, very nice. And an Athenian pizza. Very nice. Alright, 6-6 the situation now, not the ideal thing for the Cats, not what they want to happen as a T-side. Losing that, even especially since it was a partial save, sort of weird buy by FBI. Now FBI has the money to buy full-on assault rifles, so does Cats. So in theory everything is game, but the next few rounds are very important for Cat. If they lose a few rounds now, they will not have the money to keep the attack train rolling. And FBI will have the money to counter-nade. We see two people on B. All of Cat is bunched up there. This is very dangerous, but FBI only has one frag grenade, which is currently moving behind them. So there's a flank going on. Actually, there was another frag grenade. I don't even see that. Maybe he had it in his hand. So it's a 3v4 situation now. They don't know that he is behind them. So if he plays his cards right, he gets the flank off. He makes footsteps, I believe. So Cube might have heard it. Apparently he has not. So he's about to die. Yeah, so he gets both. So it's Enrico against 3. And they did not even warn him. Very sad. Very sad indeed. 6-7 now. Now the Cats will need to save. And it's for FBI to hold their lead. If they play it right, they should be able to turn this into a 6-8. And then potentially we could even see funny number. That would be very hilarious indeed. And it looks like another A push, even though I feel like the A push has not been the strongest. Yeah, we can look at the map from down under again. They're a little bit late, but nonetheless, they just ran past the flashbangs. Sack is charging in. A beautiful nade takes out 2 Cats, and now he is super flashed. Cutie Cat goes for the gun. They haven't cleared sight yet. So Cutie Cat expects the CT rotate, but FBI is all like, fuck CT, all my homies go through mid. Cutie Cat though picked up the AK, manages to melt him. Melt 2, very nice Cutie Cat, wallowing at the enemies, turning this into a 1v1 situation. Unfortunately for her, she is quite low. Turve has a nade, and he actually managed to nade multiple people already. The bomb is probably down here somewhere, and she expects them on their stairs, but instead he's on the other stairs. That's just how Santorini goes sometimes. Stairs everywhere. So 6-8, not the worst state round for the Cats. They managed to kill 4 enemies, so they made quite a bit of money and did some damage. However, FBI, especially Code, still have money in the bank. Dollar bill, yeah, all. On the FBI side, we see a buy, we see some utility, so it looks like they were quite content with their E-push, although this time they played it a little bit slower, and we will see if and what FBI does this. We see a push through mid. They don't. For a second, it looked like they were rotating up, but instead they did not. They came back. Now Sack is in their midline, so to speak, and they have 4 people near side. They take out him, so now we have 3 FBI members on the CT sided stairs. So it will be a very hard retake, especially Sack being in the flank. Now a beautiful smoke grenade. That was absolutely fantastic. Completely stopping their advance. They get flashed. They push through it. Sack needs to accelerate. This is most unfortunate. A team kill. Turning this into a 2v1 situation for the Cats. And Opello manages to take him out. He is very low, one shot. And he has an M4, so Cube manages to finish him up. It looked a lot better than it turned out to be, but nonetheless, this is another win for the Cats, turning this into a 7-8 situation. I see the chat is very biased towards Cat, and as a caster, I should be impartial, but clearly I'm not. I'd like to apologize for that in advance. What can I say? But Superhero being a very charismatic person, so apologies, FBI. It looks like another B push. Let's look at the map from under again. I don't know why I keep pressing that button. We have Sack in the mid and multiple people in the arches or whatever the fuck you want to call it. A beautiful nade is about to kill Opello. Yep, there he goes. Cutie Cat thought to herself, let's nade that ass, and she naded that ass, turning this into a 5v2 situation. Retakes on this map are already a fucking nightmare, but against 5 people pushing up is pretty much suicide, which is why FBI said to itself, fuck this, let's save some guns and try it next round, effectively turning this into an 8v8 or 8-8. Unless, of course, we see some people hunting, but it looks like Sack can suppress his natural urge and just sit still. So that is very good. Le Cube is one shot, so he needs to be very careful as well. This gives us some time to look at the scoreboard. Enrico really... Ooh, another team kill. Cutie Cat was not happy with Enrico popping off 17-11. So she decided to end his life and lower her scores. But aside from... And Sack also decided that he doesn't want to live anymore and decided to get blown up by the bomb. But still, a win is a win. Turning this into an 8-8 situation. Cutie Cat still has enough money. Obviously, she still has her gun for last round. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But obviously, I do believe this is the first map. There was some miscommunication on my part as to when this started. But yes, I'm pretty sure. We missed the first 3 or 4 rounds. But it's still a very... tense game. We see 2 people in the mid again. It looks like FBI is also sort of focusing the mid. And now they are moving on to site. Code made it into pit. That is a very dangerous play. Let's see if it pays out. Yes, he does surprise Cutie Cat, but he gets instantly melted by Cube, who says, no, your head is not supposed to be there anymore. We have Enrico moving up. Cube also melts Turvey in the pit. The pit is a place where people and dreams go to die. Superior, as they like to call him, the bomb bitch, plants the bomb. Sack again flanked in the middle, but Opello had the call out, manages to turn around and get him a headshot, but it's still a 2v3 situation for FBI. Opello quite damaged in terms of health, not in terms of like being a person. So now it's a 1v2 situation. Le Cube is one shot, but so is Opello. 1v1 situation. Enrico with the refrag, very well done. So it's match point for the Cats, 9-8. We shall see how this goes. Get scratched indeed. Hide your stash. I don't know about that one. I think this is going to be an all-out war. It looks like another B push. There's not a lot of faking on this map, which is understandable because rotations are quite slow. We see them coming out of arches again. They masterfully avoid the pre-nades, but now they need to push out in order to not get bottled up. Code again is pushing the stairs, gets refragged, turning this into a 4v4 situation. In the mid, Enrico takes out Sandals. He heard probably the next player there, so they know it's a total of 2 on their stairs. Sack's crawling up the stairs. The air frag does not do too much damage. It looks like Goddamn Superhero is rotating, but Sack takes out one. Gets taken out by Opello. Contact Hacken does fight in the middle, but I believe he hears the rotate. Because he's aiming towards that direction. Cutie Cat is holding down the middle. She knows there was somebody upper, but now they have the time. And she's about to kill him. Yes, she kills him in the mid, turning this into a 1v3 situation. If Opello ever needed to pop off, it was probably now. He has to kill multiple people. He has snippers, so he has the time. Cutie Cat needs to get into a position. She doesn't exactly know where he is, but she's going to support from the mid stairs. Now they know. His burst did not connect, so now it's a very tough situation as he has to play this. He does get superhero. He almost gets Enrico, but he's running out of time. So can he do it? He does get Cutie Cat. So if Enrico plays it smart, he doesn't peek this. He does peek it and gets the kill. That's a 10-8 win for the Cats. Very well played. Very close. Yeah, let's look at the final scoreboard. We see Enrico, the rock in the cat house. I don't know where I was going to go with that reference. With 21-11, Cutie Cat 17-15, Sack 14-15, Superhero trying to hide his 9-15 behind his name. I think that's a 9, maybe it's an 8. And Le Cube is 10-13. On the FBI side, Opello finishes with 27-17, Turver 13-15, Code 12-13, Kanta Kankanen, or whatever you say, 8-13, and Sergeant Sandals 6-13. GG's indeed. And with that, we can look if there's already another map. I would imagine there is some discussion and like a little break now. We can also see that CC is playing CR in a little scrim, as I've been told. I think that's a scrim. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah. So then, I'm checking out Superhero's stream. They're still in the Santorini lobby, so they haven't picked the second map. I don't know what the picks, what the bans are. I will just ask that in chat. But maybe we can find that out. You can see on Superhero stream how popular he is by how many DMs he gets from all his fans. That is not a scrim, it's an actually league match. Very interesting, but unfortunately the game of the evening is going to be FBI versus Cat. I might actually go back and watch it, but I imagine the FBI versus Cat game is probably the closer match of the evening in terms of outcome. Yeah, I know a Cat versus FBI is a challenge, but I think in terms of like how close the match is going to be, this match is the match to watch. As we just saw, 10-8 is very, very close. I think it could have gone either way. But the CC versus CR game, oh, he's reading chat. People who were saying, what was the game fire? He's reading chat and ignoring my ask. This is typical Superhero. I cannot even blame him. You are playing VA in 20 minutes. I don't think I will be done in 20 minutes, but I might just cast it afterwards, depending. BMO is pretty bad. You're right, Toxic, but also Toxic. Shut up, Toxic. Okay, it looks like everybody's in the lobby again. We shall see what the second map is going to be. Superhero still ignoring my chat message. That is indeed correct, Toxic. They are stowing Kompashka, but as we have a full roster, I'm not entirely needed right now. I got actually airconned by Aircon herself. That hurt my ego just a little bit, but you know, for the team. Because I don't think TD versus Kompashka is as appealing as Cat versus FF. I don't think that's the entire reason, Bimo. I'm pretty sure everybody could PAF TV the game if they were so inclined to do so. It's not exactly hard to do. I'm just doing my friends at Cat a favor. I think they do enjoy these casts, so what can I say? But I'm a crowd pleaser.
Alright, sounds good.
And it looks like the next map is Stockpile. Not a big surprise. Super popular map. With this small map pool, it is bound to happen. I did hear that if you play Stockpile right, you can win consistently and make even the better teams stop playing. So we'll see if they can do this against the FBI. I believe the FBI folks are quite cheerful. They're loading up the lobby, so we will check out momentarily if we can find the VOD. There it is. We just have to wait if it's a remake. I mean, you know, TD is like Black Hat. He doesn't even know what he's doing, and this internet is bad. Bean sometimes there, sometimes not. You know, Aircon is giggling the whole time. Calm has everybody muted. You know, it doesn't make for interesting content. But Superhero, on the other hand, you know, he's very charismatic. We like him for his looks. Let's just be honest about this. I think that's for the best for everybody. Before I shit talk any further, I think we can just about load in, and it doesn't look like they're remaking the lobby. So that, no, absolutely not, Bimo. That was absolutely pure coincidence. If it, how does it go in the movies? Like any real world connection is purely by accident and whatever. Alright, it looks like the cats start as CT on this stockpile. I'm not entirely sure what is in these warehouses and crates that they need to be blown up, but FBI is hell-bent on making that happen. They are moving 2 people into A long and 3 people towards A main. Cube is checking out the snake. He decides there's nothing in snake, so he backs up a little bit. Odysseus is moving back to CT. And we can see, I don't know what kind of, so we have some angles here, but since everything is a stockpile and a warehouse, it's quite hard at times to see. So now they should know it's an A as Odysseus gets pushed. Cutie Cat also sees multiple members. She does get flashed and surrounded by multiple sides. Enrico does get the head pop off, but the team FBI does have the site. Maybe watch it from this angle. We have a 4v4 situation. Cube turns that into a 4v2, but he does get shot from Ninja. Now it's a 3v1 situation, 2v1, where they know there's last. They just have to peek them together. They do. So now all they have to do is calm down the angry calculator, which Odysseus masterfully does. Even though he is a big boy and has to look down on the bomb, he still manages to do that, turning this into 1-0, but FBI did manage to plant the bomb, therefore they have more money. Code, interestingly, has the most. I wonder if he didn't buy it all in the first round. We see on the cat side a lot of AKs. Enrico actually deciding to go for a Deagle, Cutie Cat deciding to go for a Bison. It's a bit of a strange buy, I have to say. We'll see just how that works. FBI, on the other hand, do like their Russian weapons, except for Apello, who likes the American variant. It looks like a very slow B play. They are crawling up here. Let's zoom in a little bit, see if they make any sort of footsteps we can hear. That gets the way. We see Apello crawling. I believe the footstep was made by Cube. So the jig shouldn't be up yet. We see Superhero peeking deep. But Cube is about to see Apello if he peeks it. He's not fully peeking it, and Apello stays cool, doesn't open up. They still have 1 minute 5 seconds left. They keep doing the little crab dance, making this a very slow round. But it's a very important round for them. If they do not manage to at least plant, better yet win the round, they will be broke. So this is very important. We see Apello continuing the sneak. Let's just fly over there. Cube now holding the deep snake, but he's actually, they always miss each other by seconds. Now they have some mid aggression, which unfortunately for Superhero allows Apello to sneak by. Cube does manage to hide behind the little forklift, and now Superhero decides, Apello, you've been there long enough, something needs to happen, and he kills him the American way. Cube now goes to plastic, but does get melted from sight, turning this into a 4v4 situation that rapidly evolves into a 2v3. They know that Code is still in the mid behind them, and they know there's people on site. Cutie Cat using her Bison to make Sandals one shot. Can she find the last hit? No, they do not connect, and now they have the issue that Code is behind them, and she spins it. She does manage to take him out, but then she turns around and gets a headshot, turning this into a 1v1 situation. Not a 1v1 situation, but a 1-1 score-wise. On the scoreboard, we see Odysseus 2-1 and Superheroes also believe 2-1. And on the FBI side, we can see Opello and Kontakanen. Maybe that's how you spell it. Now the cats need to save instead of, except for Enrico, who decides he likes the AK so much, he's just gonna force one and a smoke grenade. It looks like FBI is playing a little bit faster this time. The cats should hear this coming. Cube does get a knife kill, very nice for him. Superhero does not get the knife kill. Opello does get the Bison. Maybe Enrico is trying to make the hero AK work, but so far he only got tagged a lot. They should focus on getting the gun that got dropped after the knife kill. Enrico is getting flanked, so that AK is not paying off at all, and Sergeant Sandals says no, that AK stays exactly there on the floor. So 1-2 for FBI. Alright, looks like an A push. Odysseus trying to get into CT, but does get killed. And we can see Superhero killing the mid push and Cube getting Sandals, only leaving 2 FBI members. Unfortunately for him, he runs into the line of fire and catches a beautiful headshot. So now Code is on very low money, turning this into 2-2 situation. That was a failed take. It's very good for the cats, as their economy now is pretty good. They all have enough money to buy, and then some. They will be able to buy even if they lose this round. On the FBI side, they still have enough money. I believe somebody dropped for Code. It looks like they had a lot more success on the B side, which is why they seem to go there again. Turvy is a bit aggressive on the snake. Everybody else plays it a little bit more cool. So the cats do not know what kind of play this is. They only heard one step of footsteps. We see a deep lurk. Opello does take out Enrico, who is aggressive as CT and gets popped and punished for that. So now they have the snake control. Will they manage to come out of snake? Innate, who lands deep but manages to half Sandals, but nobody is contesting B main, which will allow FBI to just move onto site. They nade plastic where somebody should be, but nobody is. But Superhero does get naded and shot, so he's at basically no HP, and a flashbang or even a fart will kill him. Odysseus needs to help, needs to get over there. Unfortunately for Superhero, he gets pushed from connector, from snake, so we have multiple members from FBI now. Moving and pushing, leaving only Odysseus alive versus 5. He should not fight this. He does anyways. He kills one, but then does get mowed down. And I believe FBI will manage to pick up a gun for Turvy, turning this into a 2v3 score-wise. Current scoreboard. The map is very well balanced in terms of side. Probably one of the most balanced ones. So just doing well on one side doesn't necessarily mean that you won the game already, but certainly the cats would hope to do better on the CT side, as by their own words they are struggling with their T side right now a little bit, so hopefully they can score a few more points. This time it looks like FBI is a little bit more spread out. We see 2 players towards each lane and Opello in mid trying to fight off Enrico, But now his shots connect, as I try to say it, halving Enrico. But they seem to play it slow. Cube rotates towards the middle. Not entirely sure who has the bomb. Let's take a close up here. It looks like Code does have the bomb, turning it into the snake. Opello does get taken out in the mid. This is very unfortunate for FBI as they are now cut in half, so to speak. We see two members trying to make it into A side, which should convince Cat that it's an A push, but Superhero is anchoring. He should see as they are moving out. No, just as I say this, just as I'm trying to congratulate him on a good tactical decision, he fucks it up. So now they know there's at least one, if not two people in the snake. They're rotating through mid, smoke that off, or maybe it was Cat who smoked it off. I missed that. And they actually managed to plant, even though it's a 4v3 situation. Let's see if they can successfully retake B this time. Cube does not wait for his team, kills Code, but gets taken out, turning this into a 3v2 situation. And then Rico dies as he was very low, 2v2 situation now. Odysseus and Cutie Cat need to work together to make this happen. They have time, as Odysseus does have the clippers. Can do snip, snip, snip. They manage to double peek him and kill him, so it's a 2v1 situation now. But unfortunately, he instantly gets headshotted. Cutie Cat does not have clippers, so she does have to take this fight very aggressively and unfortunately loses it. That was quite unfortunate. 2v4 situation now, or 2-4 scoreboard wise. Yes, not everything works out as the Cats have planned it. This is always a bummer. They need to save now. I see a bunch of deagles coming out except for Odysseus, who just wants to stab people apparently. We shall see how they play it. It looks like FBI finally wants to retake A side as they have not bombed this warehouse yet. And they say, fuck on Rico shipping. You see two people on A main now flashing themselves in. Checking the sandwich, she gets deleted and they have the site. Will they drop the angry calculator? There it goes. I do not manage to kill Enrico in mid, who defies their attempts to do so. Superhero does find out that Opello is guarding their back. Cube does get a pick, but it's about the only kill so far. Where did he kill him? That's a good question. Probably in mid, so there's nothing for him to pick up. And they do hunt him and kill him. 2-5. Now we see a full buy, all AKs all the time for Cat, and 3 M4s for FBI, 2 AKs. Looks like another A push. I think they had more success on the B side. We shall see how that goes. Trevor just aggressively, no fucks given, goes into A main, throws a flash and then, or a smoke I guess, and then fucks off. Where did it even land? Oh, that's over there. Now they come back, he wants more. Cutie Cat is by the AK box. We shall see if she gets pincered again. Looks like they are planting. Cutie Cat gets that Turver as Code was planting. She managed to kill him as well. Now she has a few seconds, but she gets killed from long again. But it looks like the retake on long is successful with some casualties on all sides, turning this into a 2v1 situation. He is sitting over by forklift, melts the mid guy, so it's a 1v1 situation. We shall see if Superhero can pull it off. He does not have clippers, so he does a little dance, I'm not entirely sure, and then decides to save, which with half health is maybe a good idea. He aggressively saves. He made a lot of footsteps if he was on site. That would have been quite dangerous, but lucky for him, he stayed on A main. So 2-6 final round. Superior managed to pull up some guns for his team, so they should have all the money they need for utility. Hopefully for them, they can turn it into a 3-6 to make this a little bit more even. 2-6 is not a result that you particularly strive for as a CT on this map, as it is, like I mentioned, fairly balanced. And it looks like FBI once again goes for the A push. Turve again, like a mad lad, storms in. That grenade was just a bit undercooked, still does some damage, and maybe puts some fear into Turve. We shall see what goes. He pushes side, he has no fear. He's on side. Cutie Cat unfortunately finds out this way that he's already there. Odysseus gets flanked on long, turning this into a 3v5 situation. Turvey is lurking deep in the mid. Enrico about to be surprised if he sees them because he's in the smoke. It's a very confusing situation. 3v4, they have to play this. There's no saving this. Clippers all around, so everything is still in the cards. Trevor does manage to get Enrico. Cube manages to take out 2, turning this into a 1v2 situation. Unfortunately, he was not called. 2-7. So now we can see if the T game of the Cats is very solid, in which case they should be able to take this back. Or if it's not, then this is going to be a nail-biter for them. The most important part will be the pistol round. Not only will they have to win this round or plant the bomb, they also have to win this round. Because I believe if they don't win, this will be a very hard win. 2-8 would mean no room for fucks-ups. 3-7 would be much preferred. It looks like a fast B. They're going to run into Apello, who likes to flash this. He has the pin pulled. Actually, this might be a frag grenade. That does not land, only damages Cube slightly. He manages to still kill 2. Maybe even 3. Did he kill 3 or was it a team kill that I might have missed? So now it's Enrico versus 3. And he gets fucking blasted. Most unfortunate round there. I believe they had their side, but it was not so. 2-8. And no plant, meaning they will be very short on cash. They take the bold step of not forcing anything but a bunch of deagles. And FBI, on the other hand, are buying a mixed buy. We see a mini AK, we see an MP5, we see a shotgun, which Opello likes to use in anti-eco rounds, and we see a full-on AK. If they can manage to plant the bomb, maybe take out a few people, this would be very good for them. Kitty Cat gets pre-naded, so they know they're set somebody at A main. And we can see FBI rotating over. Goddamn Super gets taken out, but in turn they take out Tervi, who did not, I believe, have a real gun. He only had a deagle, who should probably come in. We see a flank coming in from B. The mid guy has to be a little bit careful. Opello finds out that shotguns are not good at range. Enrico gets another one, turning this into a 4v2. Very good save for them. 4v1, they don't know where the last guy is, but they will suspect that he is on B, as he played on B before. Yes, they now know where he is. It's a 3v1 situation. If they can plant the bomb, they have to fight an AK, so this is still very much winnable for him. Unfortunately for the Cats, the bomb got dropped. Contact hacking is very slow because he does not expect this to happen. So he does not accelerate and does not catch Odysseus. You will probably know that Odysseus is in the corner, but he still has to peek multiple people at once, so he probably gets Odysseus, but then he has to fight 2 deagles and loses the AK and the fight. 3-8. It was a very good safe round for the Cats. I believe FBI played this a little bit wrong with their anti-eco buy, which did not manage to really help them economy-wise, as they're now on a full safe, or mostly safe. We see some deagles. We shall see if they can make the deagles work. And for the Cats, we see a lot of AKs again. It looks like they're going for A long this time. With 2 people there, they're opening Turvy as he manages to rush into Dropper. He nades the room, but nobody was in there yet, and he just gets killed, turning this into a 5v4 situation. They don't have control of A long so far, and Sandals does have the head peek. He tags Odysseus twice. He should not peek this anymore. Superhero and Cutie Cat enter the site. They will not find anybody here except a bunch of empty boxes, or mostly empty boxes. Code is in middle, taking pot shots through the smoke. I don't believe he's actually aiming at something. Bomb goes down. Sandals is hiding in the corner and gets killed, turning this in a 5v2 situation. We have people in the mid. Enrico gets saved by his teammate, who spots the approaching knife. He does get taken out, so that's not a fight he should have taken. But still, it's a 1v4 situation for him. He might try to get the gun. Will he be able to get the gun? It's in view, but it's smoked off. So he does get the gun. And he picks up something else. I'm not entirely sure what that was. Can we find out? Probably was just a knife. Oh, he drops the gun, and Superhero has enough of life, says goodbye cruel world, and gets blown up. 4-8, scoreboard wise we have LeCube with 39, then Enrico 7-11. We are not sponsored by 7-Eleven. Alpello 20 in 9, and Turvy 9 in 8. The Cats now have a little bit more money, but they need to absolutely make this win, because they cannot afford to lose any more rounds and still fight the remaining rounds. It looks like they were happy with their A results, as they have the same setup going this time. They know Opello is playing on B, so that is probably why they prefer the A. Trevor does tag Superhero once. They find out where he is, so there comes a nade, and it tags her, but he gets also naded, turning him to almost no HP. On the long, they are slowly pushing back Sandals. Turvy does get headshotted, and Enrico is just lurking mid, but is about to be smoked off. But he says, fuck that, and gets killed, turning this into a 3v3 situation. We have all of them in mid, and they only have to defend the bomb. I say only, it's obviously not an easy task. Superhero can now see them coming to mid side. They're all bunched up. Is that? That is a smoke grenade. Not really helpful, but it confuses FBI potentially, or Pello now pushing onto side. But they're doing the smart play of holding back. We don't see any clippers. And it's a 1v3 situation. Superhero knows he just has to delay. He runs into Dropper. Opello follows him, gets the frag, but will not be able to defuse. Odysseus, my man, you need to get the hell out of there. He realized this. Maybe? Yes, cool guys don't look at explosions, and he definitely didn't look at that one. 5-8. Unfortunately for Cat, now more and more loses money is to trickle in for FBI, as well as Opello being able to save his own gun, as well as picking up another, meaning that FBI probably has enough for an almost complete buy. I think Turvy is again going for the deagle. He seems to really like it. But we see some guns. I believe Code also has a gun. He might not. Yes, he has an AK, or at least he just bought one. They should start to realize that the Cats seem to prefer the A side, as the same setup is happening again. It seems like FBI is playing it a bit more defensive. Turvy on the headpack gets Odysseus, but Code loses the fight in middle. Turvy now aggressive on A long. I'm not sure if that's the play. Sandals is a bit more passive, gets flashed now, giving up control of side. They clear the side. They should not turn around both, and Cutie Cat realizes this. But she does not cover Superhero. But Sandals does not manage to kill him. He managed instead to plant the bomb. Yes, first map, Cat 1, 10-8. That is correct. And now it's a 1v3 situation. I believe we have a little bit of a deja vu, as we just saw this. He's again pushing from mid, spamming his M4, getting some tags. Cutie Cat very well hidden in Ninja. It's really, really hard for Apello to take this. I believe he will save again. Maybe he makes an attempt. No, he picked something up. He says, later nerds, and eats out of there with another gun on his back. Hopefully this time Superhero, yes, he takes quite a bit of distance from the bomb. He might still be scarred from last time as he died to the bomb. And the rest of the cats also vacate the area of the explosion. 6-8. I believe funny number is gonna happen. It might happen. We shall see. And what isn't broke shouldn't be fixed. So, by the way, that was you, that was not me. So we see the cats again going for the tried and tested A push. Sandals is probably sick of it at this point, but what can he do? They double up on side, giving up long. The cats seem to play it a little bit slower this time. We shall see how that goes. Already doubled up in mid. It looks like FBI wisened up, but Enrico just deletes Turvy in mid. We see a rotate, but also an A long push. I'm not entirely sure what the cats are doing. I hope they know what they're doing. So we see Kontakakuni, he's lurking in Snake. He will see the rotate. Will he take out Superhero? He will half Cutie Cat. Opello gets Cube. But now they are in a bit of an awkward position as they are about to be flanked by Code. And a beautiful nade takes out two of them. This leaves just Superhero, who does not die, has 1 HP. Now he dies. Just Odysseus. So this is not the ideal result. I believe he had the bomb as well. And now it's a 1v4 situation. Odysseus is full health, but he only has 25 seconds. So there's no way of him to win this. So this will be a funny number and potentially the match point, not the match point actually, the map point next turn. Odysseus decides he wants to see what's in CT. He does not find anything, so he's retreating back into its natural habitat, which is A-long. He picks up some stuff, another gun, never hurts. You know, guns, you know, can always use them. Cat do have all the money they ever need, so hopefully they can make something happen here. They buy all the utility, all the guns, and hopefully can figure out how to not do this again and instead win again. Because winning is a lot more fun than losing, I've heard. Alrighty. It looks like FBI decides to go back to the default position. The cats decide, you know what, this B rotate did not work out at all. Let's hit A again. We can do it. We did it multiple times. They're slow on it a little bit, which doesn't pay off because FBI plays it very slow. Cube does get Turvy on the headshot and does not even lose health in the process. Sandals is about to be flanked if they push out of it. We see FBI rotating. We see Kontakagen rotating behind them in the flank. So it's a 4v4 situation. They need to take control of the side. 3v3 now. Bomb is about to go down, I believe. But they need to hurry in order to be ready for the retake. Odysseus still in A-long. I believe he made a step, so Apello will know he's there and probably take him out as FBI is entering the site. Yes, he does, but lots of casualties. It's a 2v2 situation now. The bomb is planted for them. We see a smoke grenade hopefully coming out, so Superhero says, fuck smoke, I'm shooting you anyways. What is happening? What? Okay, he does get Superhero. Oh, but he does get naded. Cutie Cat nades him, turning this into a 7-9. I believe they did stake A at the round they lost, or at least they were very early on the rotate. But then after they won the round, they decided to go back into default positions, and yeah. That nade just brought them up to 7-9. We shall see if Cat can keep going. The economy of FBI still allows them to play another round. They have limited util, but still very dangerous util. So if FBI loses this round, I believe it will be quite hard for them, as then they will be on a full save. FBI is not stacking A, strangely enough, even though Cat, how originally, is doing the same push they've been doing pretty much all game long. And we shall see if it works out again. We see Sandals, who's just hiding by this point. He is sick and tired of getting naded. Code is probably sick and tired of getting headbanged in mid. Sandals does get flashed, takes damage, so they know he's there. Turvy does get, takes quite a bit of damage on CT. But so does Cube. They move on to side. Opello takes out both 2 players and a third, turning it into 3k and a 2v3 situation for the Cats. And now it's all up to Superhero, who has to win 1v3. That's not an easy task. Opello is half. He drops a smoke, putting pressure on Superhero. I believe he can still see the bomb. The smoke is a little bit... no, never mind, they go for it. But they don't have clippers, so if he just... Yes, that was a bit unfortunate. And now it doesn't matter if they don't fuck this up. What's going on here, boys? It should be a 7-10 win for FBI, and it is. Well played both sides. 7-10 is the result, meaning we are going into the third map that will actually decide the step. The set. That's what I meant to say. Final scoreboard: Le Cube 16-13-38, 11-15 Enrico, 12-13 Cutie Cat, 9-12 Superhero, and Odysseus 5-13. On the FBI side, Opello, as always, popping off 29-10, Contact 14-9, and then we have Turby 11-12, Code 8-12, and Sergeant Sandals did not have a good game today, 3-11. I believe most of those kills were actually the MP5, if I'm not mistaking that with the Santorini, because I'm a very old man and my brain is basically on standby most of the day. We see a bunch of anime pictures, which is very disturbing, but that's just how FF rolls. We might pop into this afterwards. We might do that. But for the time being, we shall see what Superhero does. He's out of the lobby. He might get switched out. The Cats do like to do that. There seem to be disgusting strats here.
Cube, you're being IGL. What do you feel comfortable on doing the T4? Because I'm out. Yep. No,
Was it 8-10 or was it 7-10? One of the two. I might give fake news. And I just heard the Stahlbrecher, and it was actually pronounced correct because I believe it was Le Cube who was saying it. And this might be the final map. It looks like Superhero is swapping out. We shall see how that goes. They do indeed pick Stahl. So, yeah, I was actually wrong. Well, I'm wrong all the time, but particularly wrong. We just need to wait on the star pick. When that happens, we can check it out for the final game. And the Superhero stream ended. Does he raid us? It doesn't appear to be the case. He's very moody as of late, but that's just how he rolls. We'll just have to wait until they finish their pause. We can also see that FF is apparently playing Stahlbrecher against VA. Again, we might check that out if there's interest. But in the meantime, we will just have to wait. I don't know if anybody else is streaming the Cat versus FBI game. Yes, we have a bunch of streams from all sides of members, so we can see what's going on. We see audio streaming, Odysseus streaming. We see Code is also streaming. So they're already finding a game server. Is very good. If Dave blesses us with good servers, we should be in a game momentarily. And there it shows up. We'll have to wait 1 second for it to actually load. Welcome, Superhero. You can now watch and have the final results of this as we load into Stahl. Fun fact, Stahl is actually a map that takes a lot of saving space due to the water So if you have the water in there and you do overhead shots, the video file will get very big because there's a lot of movement. Ulrich has the same issue. We see revolvers flying around all day. Zach decides, you know what, Enrico, I always wanted to shoot you, and so he does. The cats start a CT, and FBI will show how they can plant bombs into a World War II bunker complex. We shall see what they do on pistol. It looks like a full B-cent. Maybe we do a little bit of first-person action. Look at Opello. It looks like Cube and Cutie Cat are on B-side this time. He buys Beretta. He might have bought armor. This is a common combination. He drops. He finds Odysseus at headshot. Doesn't seem to get flashed. Falls off to connector. Sandals gets Cube. And Odysseus does get shot. And turning this into a V5 situation. Let's go into the overhead. Where is Zach? He is flanking around. Enrico did manage to kill one, but now Zach on the flank has to kill 4 people. I don't believe this will play out like he thought it would. He is also making footsteps, so Sandals will know he's there and shoot him in the face. Making this a 1-0 situation. This is always the danger when you do the flank on this map, as the rotation through the T-spawn is very, very long. So if your team does not manage to hold off the attackers long enough, you will arrive by a point in which everything is lost. Looks like FBI is very happy with their results. They're shooting people and stuff, so they are aiming to do the same. Do we actually have any? No, we do not. We only have the overhead setup, so maybe do this right now. This is obviously a very professional cast. Let's see. We have Cutie Cat lurking on side. This is actually horrible. Maybe from here. Kinda, not really. Ah, Dave, give us some. Let's do it like this. Cutie Cat is lurking on side. She's unsure where she should go. She's hiding. She does not have clips, so I believe she's just going for a knife. Whoop, she misses the stabby and gets the shotty. Zack again with the flank, but is spotted early. He's get killed before the bomb is planted, so that was good in a morbid way. 0-2 for FBI. Now the cats do have the money to buy real guns, and I'm curious to see if FBI will actually drop their guns. Most members will. Sergeant Sandal says, fuck that, I like the MP5. I will keep going. He picks up a pistol and then drops it again. And they decide to switch it up. They want to see the other side of the map as well. And just because I saw Blackhead earlier in this chat, the left, this over here, is the A side of the game, and the right over here is the B side. Stack aggressive on A long, does take out Turvey. This most likely tells the cats that this is an A push, otherwise probably there would not be somebody there unless you would play all the lanes, which is not that common. He falls back towards Pillar. Nate misses him. He does get Opello with a beautiful headshot. Maybe he's starting to pop off. This might just be what the cats right need. He gets the 3rd kill. And FBI says, you know what? This is getting kind of dangerous. Not all is lost. It's 0-2 superhero. But your team now in this round is looking very strong. As Sandals and Kontakaninon appear to be saving, as they have 35 seconds left, but all they are doing is holding static angles. So I don't believe there's much going on. What actually says the smoke grenade? It says smoke grenade. How very creative. And the cats, they just hang back, very disciplined. I like it. 2 people in radio. As Zack is very low, he would die to almost all guns with 1 shot. On the other hand, everybody else still is in full health. Very good, as healthcare can be quite expensive. Scoreboard wise, we see Zack 3-2-6 and Enrico 1-2-3. Rest of Cat is still waiting for a frag. We see Opello 4-1-9, Sandals 2-0-5, Konta Kaninanin 205 214 for Code, and Turve is also still waiting on his first frag. Now FBI realizes, you know what, we won twice on B, let's go there again, let's have a grand time by shooting people and making the angle calculator do what it's best, and that is explode. But they do it a little bit slower this time, which is a wise choice, as a pre-nade from QTCat flies into the catwalk, not finding everybody. We see a little bit of crab walking coming up. Sandals now pretends to run away, and Turvey is running away. So we shall see if this fake is paying off. Now Code and him are also running away. I'm not sure if this is a feint or an actual rotate without being shown yet. I'm not sure if Cat actually know that they are there. It looks like the Cats believe it, as Sak is also falling back from long. But now the Cats seem to be resetting. And everybody is basically playing this game in lanes as if this was a MOBA. Travis says, I mid or I quit. So he goes mid. Pello gets killed by QTCat on the catwalk. Sak takes out Turvey. Then there's a 5v3 situation. And Sak gets another kill on Code, turning this 5v2 situation. Sandals is on B, Kontakan is on A long. Some members are injured, QTCat and Sak are not at full health, neither is Enrico. Sandals is also at half health. But with only 14 seconds on the clock, I believe this is another failed attack, and I believe the same players are saving again, as they have not had any deaths so far, so naturally they might be scared at the prospect of dying. It's a very good round for Cats. Do let me know if you want to join Superhero. I was actually thinking about casting the FF versus VA scrim. Thereafter, if you want to join me, let me know. I'll pop into whatever and share my screen with you. In the meantime, let's check back and see. Looks like this time FBI is actually moving towards B. I mean, I'm trying all the words here, useless, all the words. But it's not working out, I believe. Yeah. So it looks like another B push. They're taking it slow again. I'm wondering if this time they're actually following it up. Last time I didn't really understand. Nobody was tagged by the pre-nades. Maybe they made a footstep and then maybe they could have turned it into a fade, but they decided to full raid before FBI, before Cat actually read any of the situation. So I'm not sure what was the logic behind this. QTCat again gets off Pello. He must be pissed. Second time he gets melted by QTCat, who says, how do you like them apples? And by apples I mean actually this AK round to your face. But as a revenge, she gets naded. She just dies there. So they have back of side. But LeCube shows he can also throw frag grenades. As he takes out one, heavily damages another. There comes another grenade that kills Code, leaving just him with about to have his first death. There he goes. Quite tragic, if I might say so. Maybe you want to switch professions into football, as you can later on dramatically in that sport as well. 3-2, so this is turning around quite well for the Cats. FBI, on the other hand, still are forcing some guns. They must be on their last bit of money at this point, but very soon, if they cannot turn it around, they will be on the losers' money. And this time FBI decides, you know what, let's try something different. Turvey again is like mid or feed. He goes mid. Pello is also in mid. Code as well. And we have two people on A long. Zach is holding A long. Will he peek it? Will he get the intel the Cats need? Everybody is still remaining in default position. He does throw down a nade, but it was a little bit undercooked, much like English food. And as a result, it does not tag anybody. We have some small gunfire going on at A main. A little bit of smoke. Zach is aggressive, gets punished for it. A lot of bullets flying, but not a lot of damage being dealt. QTCat now rotating. FBI is hesitating a little bit, which hurts them. They do nade radio, which is always good. But QTCat was not there. It looks like now FBI decides, you know what? Let's try that rotation thing again. They all go into the mid towards the connector. I believe Cube will hear them as he's still anchoring on B side. He's playing on the headshot. Now he fell back a bit, but I think he knows what's going on as he is throwing a beautiful grenade that tags a whole bunch of people. Very well done by him. But now he needs to get the fuck out of there as he realizes he's about to be swarmed by enemies. Turvey does have the A side. Very happy about that. Unfortunately for him, he's alone there. And he does not appear to have the bomb. Otherwise, he probably would have charged already. 3v2 situation. Only 2 seconds on the clock. And another win. Another headshot by Cutie Cat on Opello. It turns out Cutie Cat is the nemesis of Opello at this point. 4-2, very good round for Cats. Yeah, and now it seems like FBI can start forcing stuff as soon they will enter the losers' money. You can have a scoreboard, my dude. Ask and you shall receive. I mean, you should know all about it, Chippy. You should know all about it as you had it in your life. Zach, hyper-aggressive, almost nailing himself aggressive, flashing himself and spamming an empty door. That door had nothing on him. He showed that door who's boss. He's pushing all the way through, so he knows at least nobody at A-long. He might have heard somebody in mid as Opello is still there. Most of the members seem to set up for a B push. The rest of the Cats are very disciplined. Staying at their assigned position. Zach does get the flank. He gets caught in mid, but now the Cats know, hey, somebody's shooting on B side, and that's not us. So what is going on here? Cube moves to headshot. Opello does get Enrico. He also knows Zach is there. He gets him, but he pays a hefty price as he's very low. FBI still has 48 seconds. They now move onto side. That nade unfortunately does not land. Cutie Cat popping off and popping Turvey. And we shall see. Oof, and Sandals catches a headshot, turning this into a 3v2 situation. Ollie says, you know what guys, this is way too dangerous. I'm just gonna anchor on A side. You got this. Cutie Cat indeed kills Kontakaki, turning this into a 2v1 situation. Opello only has 20 seconds. I believe he does not have the bomb. So he not only needs to kill Cube very fast. Oh, he does have the bomb. And he charges it, but I believe he does get shot down. And the bomb falls into the little thing. 5-2. Very good results for Cat now. They managed to quite turn this around, and whatever FBI was cooking up, they were not they did not manage to continue doing just that. So the Cat's now flushing the cash, except for Zach, who has 4 deaths, highest on his team, sharing it with Cutie Cat and Enrico. On the FBI side, Turvey still waiting on his first frag. They now can buy since they get the pity money. We see Zach holding it along. He's about to run into Sandals and Kontakaki. He nades but does not connect. We see 2 people in mid. Turvey this time says, okay guys, maybe I shouldn't go mid. Maybe I'm more like a support on the B flank. Does a little bit of shooting there. Keeps Cutie Cat there, and I believe FBI intends to take A side. And we can see that the Cats are not sure what's exactly happening, as they have 2 people on A side and 2 people on B side, even though FBI has 4 people now pushing A main. Cutie Cat does get Turvey, so the threat on the B side is removed. Unfortunately for Odysseus, he gets killed. By now the Cats should know what's going on. Enrico wants to leave radio. I don't think that's a good idea, my guy. He gets... maybe it would have been a good idea, seeing in retrospect how he got exploded. But, you know, hindsight is 20/20, and don't take my advice on this game. Cube is pushing into pillar, finding many enemies there. He now gets pushed. That grenade again, English cooking right here. Beautiful teamwork there. Code flashes over it. Cutie Cat now alone has to fight multiple people. I don't believe she can pull this one off. Nope, she cannot, as she gets killed. 5-3, final round of the T side for FBI coming up. The Cats should hopefully win another round, as again they seem to struggle with their T side the most. So the more points they can score on the CT side, the better chances they're winning, which is always a true statement. So I'm not sure why I bring this up, but I did, and you can't do nothing about it. Alrighty, we see lots of util from both sides. Everybody has money, like it got printed by the US government. It looks like they want to do the A side again. Trevor again is going on the catwalk, telling everybody, hey, I'm here. What you gonna do about it? Cutie Cat throws a nade, which is medium rare, I would say. Doesn't connect. Trevor runs past it. We see a sky smoke that I believe F was not intended. I don't know. Sack pushed up, aggressive as he usually is in a sneaky spot. Maybe Opello suspects him there. No, he does not, as he puts down his gun and gets deleted. But unfortunately for Sack, Code is there as well. But the nade from Opello does take down Code quite a bit, turning this 4v4 situation with two players, one player of FBI very low. But so is Enrico. Cutie Cat needs to get her ass over to A side ASAP. But she decides to anchor. Odysseus is shooting all the bullets out of his AK and gets punished by Code for it. Two people in radio. They manage to take the bomb down, but as they plant the bomb, they get melted. 2v2 situation. Can they retake? Unfortunately for FBI, nobody is watching the bomb, and Cube says, you know, guys, what these things do? They do snip, snip, snip. Excellent read by Cube. He realizes that Turvey was still rotating from B side, and the other guy from A main has no vision on the bomb, so he was safe to snip it. Well played, my guy. Well played, my guy. So now this is halftime 6-3. This is the scoreboard. FBI decides, you know what, this B side, it needs to go. But we have Sack, the wild card, who is going a little bit late into connector. FBI is not so sure. Kontaka should read it in Rusty, but he does not. So now we have all 5 members of the Cats pouring into side, but Opello says, you know what, guys, if you point this thing towards the head and pull the trigger, you get a lot of kills, and he proves that by getting 2 of them. Odysseus is in the corner. Hopefully he can plant the bomb. He goes for it. He does manage to bring the bomb down, so at least there is the plant money. I don't think they can hold this, as they are all quite low. At least Cutie Cat once again shows that she is... Odysseus says, guns are stupid. I'll just fucking stab people to death. And now he's alone. Does he have his nade? He does have his nade. He stabs another person. But unfortunately for him, now his nade will explode his own bottom. So, unfortunately for him, the way the pistol economy now works, the double stabbing actually does not net him any more money than anybody else. It was a valiant effort, though. I'm quite surprised he managed to stab 2 people. He seems to quite enjoy it. And yeah, they managed to plant, so they have a little bit more money. But they still lost the round, turning this into a 6-4. FBI is buying mix. Sandal once again supports the German economy with the very unusual MP5 play. Code decides to go mini AK. Turvey really likes the Deagle. Opello and Contact Kanyan decides to buy an AK. On the Cat side, it's Russian AK all day, every day. AK-74 for everyone. We see what they do with it. They go for another B. Enrico this time is slowly moving up the connector. Sandals is spamming, but Opello is in a very dangerous spot, about to surprise a bunch of people, but he only gets Odysseus, and Sek says, you know what, I'll shoot you. Turning this into a 4v3 situation with only Sandals on the ramp. He gets taken out, so if they can plant the bomb, they might very well be in a very commanding spot. Sack decides, I don't have enough frags yet, tries to challenge. He gets the intel. Now if he fucks off, this would be most excellent. He does not have to fight this. They know at least one person is coming from there, which is very good intel. He's already very hurt, as you can see. He says, I want more frags. He's literally one shot. He should not push this, peek this. And he finally sees the light and runs away. Turville, with not much to save, decides to charge up the ramp. Cutie Cat must have heard this, and Enrico also sees this, and they do get the round, turning this into 7-4. Very nice, very nice. Most unfortunate for FBI, as they force some sort of mix of guns, now means they have very little money. They could force deagles, but so far it does not look like. At least Turvey, he loves these things. I mean, these things are very big. They go very loud. What's not to love? Code also decides this is a good sales pitch. I'm in on this. He also buys it. The rest of the team, not so much. Not convinced. Alrighty. What have we going on now? It seems like the Cats decide we want to see a little bit of A side. Code says, I don't want to see Code's face, and shoots it away. We see a little bit of people in the stabby places, but Cube's probably gonna check it. He does. You will not surprise me, good sir. He kills him. He also... Now, Turvey gets deleted by Enrico. We have Sandals at the dropper, but I believe he only will drop into his own death. No, he manages to cheat death, at least for a few more seconds. Come on, Sandals. Don't... Thank you. Don't ruin this for me. Leaving just Orpello, who in itself is very dangerous, but he has 2 knives, so that makes him not only dangerous, but also having 2 knives is terrific. Unfortunately, it does not pay off. 8-4. It's a very commanding lead. It will be very tough for FBI to come back from this. Another struggling thing is their economy is pretty fucking in the shitter right now, if I might be so frank. Meaning they absolutely have to win this round. If they do not, they will have to fight the last round on, I believe, pity money, or barely enough pity money, but they will not have the utility or the clips that they want, I would imagine. It looks like the Cats are unreadable. They become unreadable. They are switching again to B-side. There's not a lot of faking going on here. Sack, however, is pushing A, sending signals. Turvey does get him heavily with a beautiful grenade. Sack is basically one shot, but it is enough to really sell it. Orpello is rotating over, leaving only Sandals. So if the Cats now accelerate, they are 4v1 in a commanding position to take this spot. FBI should by now realize, oh my god, we made a huge mistake. There's a lot of util coming down, which basically invalidates the fake. An English cooked grenade damages some members, but Sandals is punished for his cooking. 3v3 situation, but most of FBI is now on the scene, deciding to raid the place. Cube is fighting on the headshot, slowing down the FBI advance. FBI has to fight this. They cannot afford to lose. They drop a smoke grenade, probably in the false belief that the bomb is planted there, but it is planted at the shell. Cube and Code trade each other's recipe for shooting in the face. Orpello once again does not like being shot by by Cutie Cat, but gets shot by Cutie Cat nonetheless. She now sneaks into the smoke under the ramp, plays this very well, becomes unreadable. Contact has no idea she's there. He drops on him and he's like, sir, this is Cutie Cat, this is not an Arby's, you cannot drop onto me like it's nothing. And she punishes him for it, turning this into not only map point but also match point. If the Cats managed to win this, they will indeed walk away as the winner of this challenge. For FBI, this will be a momentous task coming back, as they have to win 6 consecutive rounds without losing once. They are now on losers money, but again, they're very low on the util. They can barely afford their guns, or like shortened guns. There you go, sir. Have some scoreboard. It looks like the Cats decide to mix it up once more with having some people in mid, some on A-long, Sack again with A-long. We shall see if FBI believes it's a fake or not. Orpello actually pushing B, realizing, hey, wait a minute, there's nobody here. This is all bullshit. He decides to do the long rotate, which hopefully for him, his team will still be there. Unfortunately for the Cats, they try to just force it in. Odysseus charges ahead, but after he plants the bomb, gets mowed down. It's a 2v3 situation. Orpello is somewhere in the back. Yeah, there he goes. They know where Enrico is. I don't think they know where Cutie Cat is. Cutie Cat, however, finds contact. Enrico does turn around and kills Orpello, turning this into 2v1. Then is quite the upset, and Enrico manages to close it out. 10 for a win for the Cats. I have to say, I did not think it would be this one-sided. Obviously, they have their T-side. at least against FBI, down and managed to take a lot of points here. Final scoreboard has LeCube 13-7, 36, Enrico 11-8, 28. We have Sack 10-9, 26, Cutie Cat 9-6. I believe at least like 6 or 7 of those kills were Opello, poor him. Odysseus 5-8. On the FBI side, we have 13-10, 32, Code 8-9, 21, Contact Ken 8-9, 20, Travi 4-10, 20. That's quite the meme. And Sergeant Channels 5-10, 17. GG's everybody. And with that, let's see what the other teams are doing. We have the challenge going on. They also played Santorini. What is going on with Santorini today? So, should we watch VA or should we watch CR versus CC? What is the verdict? There don't seem to be any games worth watching that are actually live. Maybe we can check into some streams here and see. No, this is not live anymore. Is everybody done for? I find this hard to believe. BMO is still live, and BMO is a pretty big fucking nerd. Obviously, they're looking for a game server now, and the game is just starting. So I think this is what we're gonna watch. As a next match is going to be a scrim, so it's not actually, I believe, obviously with the VA, they wanted it to be a challenge, but I believe it's only a scrim and not a challenge. But this is what we can watch next. Yeah, so they are just loading into Ulrich. Is everybody in? No, a member of VA is still missing. So we have to watch a little bit and see if he loads back in time. He does not. And interestingly enough, VA is actually playing with a non-rostered player of theirs. So I'm not sure how that goes. We can see that Rick has left Crimson Raiders. Interesting. That did not last long. So I believe, considering that then means CC versus CR is over, I would assume that nobody, not even Rick, is leaving mid-match his team. That would be quite something. I'm just going to check real quick how the first game between FF and VA went on BMO stream, because if it's very one-sided, if they have a ringer, no offense to him, then it might not be worth much. And indeed, I can see that it is, what's the final result? Bear with me for a second. It's a 3-9 so far, and I believe they win the final round as well. So they won 3-10 on Stahlbrecher against VA. So with that in mind, I think I'm not going to cast that, if you all are not too upset about that, because I believe casting very close matches is in everybody's best interest, and I believe one-sided matches are not that interesting to watch. So with that, I might just send you over, if I knew how, to be honest. I have no idea how to fucking rate somebody. Because I'm very new at this Twitch thing. I'm a boomer. So I will just post BMO's Twitch into the chat for all you to do this manually. You can watch the match. You can listen to the awful voice communication of FF. It is what they are known for. Yes, GP, I know, but I don't know, and I'm an old man. Just deal with it. Click the link, like and subscribe. Check my man out. He's pretty fucking annoying. He's pretty bad at PUBG. But what can I say? This is all you can do. This is all that you have. Alright, fine. Right. Like, there's so many buttons and stuff. So, like, alright, I think I found it. Yes, I have. There you go. Good luck. Have fun. I'll see you guys over there.